Hey guys, so today I got a special project here. I've had this bow since February, and I've attempted several times to tackle it, but I just never have the time to do it. This is an Acadian Woods Tree Stick 3-piece bow, and if you look here, I've already got this cut apart, but there's a crack running all the way down around here up into here. And first I glued it and clamped it, but as I was looking at that, I just didn't feel confident enough that it would not break again. So what I decided to do is to replace it with another piece of cocobolo. So this particular bow, I've never really seen a recurve riser carved like this. It's got the absolute craziest carve on it. Almost to the point of being strange, the way that it's carved in here and there and all over the place. And then it's got this deep groove running right here. So all of that makes my job a lot more difficult to copy this and to recreate the exact same grip on this recurve. So what I've done is I've carefully cut this apart. First of all, I cut it just a little bit wider, and then I ground it very, very carefully, and you can see those little dark spots on there. That's the cocobolo left. That's what I use as my gauge. That tells me I'm not carving too much because I want this lamination to be the same thickness. So what I've done here is I'm using this. I've taken a bunch of pictures of it so that I can get this right. Recarving this back is going to be a bit of a mess. I know I can do it, but it's going to take some effort and time and going back and forth to get it perfect because the customer really, really loves this riser. He loves the way it feels, and so we've got to get that back on there perfectly. This morning I carefully fitted this, and it's got a little bit, whenever I cut this off, the bow kind of sprung back just a tiny little bit, and I figured it would, but I took that into account and I fit this so that it'll be back into its original shape. So I've got this fit perfectly now, and it may not even fit perfectly on the camera. It is though, because I dry clamped it and it's a absolute perfect fit, and I didn't even have to put that much pressure on it to get it to fit perfectly, so I know it's going to work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut a block here out of a 2x4, and that's just so that I don't damage the bow and that I have a straight clamping surface. This doesn't have to be that perfect. Just hey, my dude. Hey, my dude. It's really good. Okay, we'll put this in the oven for a couple hours now. All right, here we are. We're out of the oven. It glued up just absolutely beautifully here. So, actually, the part that I did, even though it was fairly difficult, was the easiest part. Now, I've got to make this mimic this part that I took off. But I do have this, and I carefully cut it off, so that's good, because I have an accurate representation minus the maybe 3/32, 1/16 3/32 saw blade line, but it'll be close enough. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run the bandsaw down here and take off the bulk. Once we have that done, we're going to lay it on here, and we'll trace around here to get this part cut out. And then from that point, it's going to be all hand carving. So let's go over to the bandsaw and cut off the majority of the waste now. We're going to start by cutting this out. Is we've got a square bottom here, right here. So that's going to allow us to be very accurate. But I'm going to put this on top of here. See, like this, and kind of look down here. So the only spot where it kind of goes out is right here. So I have to give myself just a little bit extra right there, so I can put that line back on there. So that's all I needed to see. I probably won't cut here. I'll also just give myself that extra because it kind of looks like it swells out here too. So let's get it ground here. Alright, so here we've got it all roughed out one direction. So now I'm going to put this on here like this, and then we'll draw that on there and cut that out.
Yeah, count me in.
Yeah, alright, sounds good, Ben.
Cool.
So this side has more flat area. So I would like to draw on that side down, but if I do this, then I've got the big shelf hole. So I'm still going to do that though. I'm going to try to line this up as best as I can. Actually, the thing is, it needs to be pretty accurate here. So the more accurate I do this, the easier it is for me to finish this. I'm going to give myself a little extra room and just start yikes. Okay. Most of this I'll do with the bearing sander anyway. I just need to cut the rough stuff off. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so now I've got the bulk of the material removed. It's still pretty rough, but I know I'm within my parameters yet. So we're just going to start going up to the lines and cleaning it up. It's going to be a bit of a tedious process, But this is what it takes to do this kind of a repair and do it well. I do not understand why this riser is carved so extremely wonky. But it's making my job a nightmare. If I could just carve this like I know would feel great, that'd have been done 3 hours ago. But I know when you get used to something, I guess that's what it is. Biggest problem with this riser is these areas here are so tiny. You can't get even my smallest pneumatic in here. I'm going to try to get it in here, but this right here, you can't get the pneumatic in there. And that's so itty bitty. And that's where your thumb goes. That sucker's like 3/4 wide, which is what mine is. You can't even get that thing in there. Tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to relieve that higher up because I guarantee you it's going to feel better than the way this other handle is. That's identical, but I know we all got different hands, but to me, that's not very comfortable. To me, it's actually more comfortable than it was. I keep thinking this is way too wide, but then I look at this one and it's even wider. Okay. Clean it up a little bit more. Not gonna lie, the most frustrating projects also are the most rewarding when you nail them. But the journey getting there can make you want to pull your hair straight out of your head. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one, but halfway through I was dragging my feet pretty good. Well, I got it. It's an exact replica of the other one. And when I got it finished, I don't mind the handle so much. It's actually not bad. But I'm going to shoot it because just to make sure that there wasn't some other issue with the bow that caused it to break that grip. So let's go and shoot it. Alright, so I never strung this bow before because I didn't trust the riser. So when I strung it up, it's marked at 50 pounds, but it's at 26, but it's not. It's 47 at 26. Okay, I will. I'll glue it. I'll get the glue gun heated up, okay? Like that? Okay. Okay, I will. So it's a lefty and perfectly tuned and tillered. I checked that. So we're going to shoot it. Make sure it's good. When I draw it, I don't know if that's in the limb pads. It wouldn't be in the new riser section. I didn't touch the limb pads or the limbs. I almost feel like I feel, maybe my imagination, I thought I felt something click. Sometimes that happens on some 3-pieces. But I'm going to shoot this bow, Nick. Okay. That shot really good. I'm going to draw it a little further now. Good. It needs to be knocked above the point for this one. Woo!
It's pretty fast.
It is fast.
What's the weight on it?
Well, it's 47 at
47?
At 26. So, and it's short, so it does do quite a bit of stacking. So right there, it's already stacking right there. So I reckon it would be up. It's going to be mid 50s or higher at 29. My draw, but feels great. It's tuned. It's straight. Perfect. Okay. Successful repair. Alright, that's all I needed to know. Now I know that it's structurally intact. I will clean it up. And let's go ahead and refinish the limbs too, because the finish is flaking off of them.